God ever next levels you, he separates you. You're not alone, boo-boo. You've been separated.
Jesus! Y'all rewind that. Listen to it over and over and over. Separation is only preparation for elevation. Ooh, put that on a t-shirt, somebody. Woo, your breakthrough is literally right there, but you're gonna lose people. People are not gonna understand when you truly start to choose yourself and your well-being and your growth. People I was with before, oh, they would have been mad I wasn't getting high. Why you ain't smoking with us? I don't wanna smoke anymore. If you're around people that cannot let you stretch and grow, you're around the wrong people. Let's try this again. All right, you guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Try This Again. I am your host, b.simone, and I am so excited to be here. Woo, 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 woo. Y'all, we done made it through the year anniversary. It's our anniversary. Yeah, our year anniversary. My baby is a year old. We done made it through, y'all. The trenches now. Woo, 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 woo. Because, baby, it was not easy, but we are here. We talked about that on a previous episode. I'm so excited to be back with this topic. As you guys probably saw in the title or the description, y'all, we are going to talk about isolation versus solitude. And I'm going to give you guys the definition because it was mind-blowing. And the fact that I knew the difference between both before I even looked up the definition was even more mind-blowing to me because it's such a major difference. And I think people get confused with isolation versus solitude and what you're doing in both of these seasons, and it's very different. One is good and one is kind of bad. So we're going to talk about that. But before we get into this amazing topic that is going to help you guys heal, grow, and evolve in all these different kind of ways, it's going to get your brain going and flowing. What I like to do in these episodes, get you thinking. Y'all need to be thinking. Think, okay? Don't just be doing stuff diddly-willy. We done had enough diddly-willy days. I was diddly-willy in my 20s. I was diddly-willy in my teens. We are maturing now, and it's time to think and move with intention and grow. And if you're listening to this podcast, you're that girl or you're that guy because this is Let's Try This Again. Thank you for tuning in. If you are an OG, I love you guys so much. Thank you for coming back. If you are new here, what's up? Yeah, we're going to break your Let's Try This Again cherry and you are going to stay. You're going to love it here. Thank you for giving this podcast a chance. I love you guys so much. Follow us on all platforms at Let's Try This Again. Okay. And oh my gosh, I dropped some exclusive content in that group chat. I call it the group chat because it's a movement, but it's the broadcast channel on Instagram. So please go in the bio on Let's Try This Again. Click the broadcast channel and join the group chat because y'all, it was getting juicy in there the other day. Y'all got to tap in. Y'all are missing out, especially before this app comes because y'all know we working on the app at LTTA app. Okay. It's coming soon, but baby, all the stuff is in the group chat. Okay. Get in that group chat on Instagram. But y'all, let's get into this topic. Before we start, I want to give you guys the definition of isolation versus solitude, the difference between the two. And what's so crazy, this came up because I was around somebody that I love tremendously. Oh my gosh, I love this person and they're in my life. And I've been going through a season of solitude. A season of being alone. Sometimes it feels lonely, but I understand the purpose of it. I understand what it's doing to me, what it's doing for me. Oh my God, I'm growing at such a rapid rate. My mindset has shifted tremendously in such a positive way. And I'm in solitude. And with being around this person, I was like, whoa, they aren't in solitude. They're in isolation. They're not as mentally stable, as mentally healthy. They're not as happy. They're moving in fear. And it made me think about the difference between isolation and solitude. And the fact that I knew the difference without looking up the definition was mind-blowing. Let me share the definition with you guys. And I really want to talk about it. And I want you guys to think about this because being lonely, you can be lonely and be in solitude. You can be lonely. Well, let me give you the definition first before I go into that. The difference between isolation and solitude lies in choice and emotional impact. Isolation is often involuntary, sometimes voluntary, and it comes with a sense of loneliness, disconnection, or even suffering. It can feel forced, whether due to external circumstances like social rejection or mental illness, or even internal struggles like depression, fear, or fear of intimacy. Solitude is more voluntary. It's about intentional alone time. It can be peaceful, restorative, and even empowering. Solitude allows for self-reflection, creativity, and spiritual growth. In short, isolation feels more like punishment. Solitude feels like a gift. You guys, Simply Pop has launched a new prebiotic soda. Simply Pop, the new juicy soda. There are 5 flavors, y'all. Pineapple, mango, lime, strawberry, citrus punch, and fruit punch. Made with real fruit juice, y'all. Simply Pop supports gut health with 6 grams of prebiotic fiber. It has no added sugar and it's sweetened with juices, monk fruit extract. Supports immune health with zinc plus vitamin C, y'all. Simply Pop is flavor that pops. See what all the fizz is about. Simply Pop is the new juicy soda that happens when you combine that delicious real fruit flavors of Simply with 6 grams of prebiotic fiber to support that gut health, y'all. That's why Simply Pop contains the same real fruit flavors you know and love, and no added sugar, makes for a soda that even a juice would drink. I personally love the citrus punch because they are literally so refreshing. And when you add 6 grams of prebiotic fiber to support gut health, I mean, come on now, y'all. Sip on the juice side of life. Find out where you can try Simply Pop at cokeurl.com/simplypop. Wow. I want you guys to think about that. What season are you in? Maybe you're coming out of a season. Maybe you're in a season. Maybe you haven't been in either season. I have never experienced a season of solitude until now. And maybe at first I thought it was isolation, but understanding the difference between both, I know it's solitude because there's so much beautiful fruit being born and coming about from this solitude season. Like, it's so freaking beautiful for me. And I got to compare both when I said, like, I was around this person and I believe that they were in isolation, wanting to be alone, fear of making new friends, social anxiety, blocking themselves off from the world to maybe guard their heart, guard their emotions, fearful of new relationships, fearful of what people are going to think about them. That's isolation to me. You're isolating yourself, and it can be such a dangerous space because you're going into, it's just fear-based. There's so much fear around it. There's no productivity. There's no growth. You're just in this almost like frozen state, like this stagnant state, a paralyzed state. That's the word I was looking for. You're just paralyzed because it's such fear-based, and you're scared of community. You're scared of new. You're scared of being uncomfortable. And I think isolation, breeds all of those things. Like, and that's the difference between isolation and solitude. Just like we said in the definition, I want you guys to think about that. What season are you in now? I don't feel like I've ever been in a season of isolation, but like I said, the season I'm in now is solitude for sure. And before I really understood the difference, I might have thought it was isolation because it felt lonely. And I don't want you to think that just because you feel lonely, that does not mean you're in isolation. You can feel loneliness in solitude, but it's what you do with it. It's what you're doing in solitude. I think you can feel loneliness in isolation and solitude, because sometimes I do feel lonely, but I understand the reason. I understand the longevity. I understand the impact. I understand the purpose of the solitude. So it doesn't give me the same emotions as isolation. Isolation, you're depressed. It's dark. The loneliness is a negative. My loneliness, I'm like, okay, I do feel a little lonely, but I know this is a season. I know it's for a purpose. It's my mindset around the loneliness. So it's more of an abundant mindset than coming from a place of lack or fear when you mention loneliness. So yeah, for me, I know it's solitude because of what I'm doing in this season. You guys, Oh my gosh. Like, even with the friends that I have now, we're super close. But I'm not, I think it's a little bit of more independence too. I'm more independent and less dependent upon my relationships, validation, being on the phone, having people around me physically, sitting on the phone with people all day, hanging out with people, being around tons of people all the time, doing activities that are just fun and not intentional to my purpose and to my goals. I would do a lot of that. And I think in this season now, I'm more independent and I don't depend on those things to fill a void for happiness, peace, and joy inside of myself. Even with the relationships I have now, I'm super close with my best friends. I have tons of best friends. And I feel like, for real, all of my close friends are my best friends, because you're not a close friend if you're not a best friend. That's how it is now, like in my life. I don't have a million friends. Like, if you're in my circle, you're one of my best friends. So I have a few best friends that I can count on one hand, but they're all my best friends because I'm that close to them. But I don't sit on the phone with them all day. I don't talk to them every single day. It's not a relationship where we have to be up under each other. In this season, for me, solitude looks like being there, but also being in my own space, in my own environment, being productive. When I say my lifestyle has changed drastically, and one thing that started with it was losing a lot of friends, walking away from a lot of relationships that didn't serve me anymore, because I think those relationships and those friendships, you guys, just because you walk away from a friendship or a relationship or a group of friends or a partnership, a romantic relationship, it could be a family member, doesn't mean that there has to be anger or resentment or bitterness there. For me, it was these people no longer serve me. This relationship no longer serves me. I connected with you guys when I was wounded, and now that I'm healing and I don't do the same thing and my boundaries have changed and I don't believe in the same things and I'm not okay with the same things and I don't agree on the same things, the wounded me was okay in this friendship, but the healed me no longer wants to be here. And that's okay. There's no beef. There's no animosity, but I'm healing and the veil has been taken off and my discernment is so much higher that I'm not okay here. And that's what I'm going through in solitude. I've been working so much on myself, walking away from relationships, things that don't serve me. When I say one of the highest forms I've realized of self-love is the way you treat your body. The way you treat your body will show you for real how much you love yourself. And when that light switch went on, it happened in solitude. This didn't happen when I was around everybody, going to brunch, going to dinner, getting mimosas, going out every night, spending money, eating this, doing that. No, this happened in solitude. I started to meal prep my meals. I got so sick and tired of starting over. And I talked about that on a previous episode. With my diet, I'm like, if I cannot control what goes into my mouth, if I cannot control my flesh and not let my flesh control me, that is a problem for me. I need more self-control and discipline. And this awakening happened in solitude. Those are the type of things that happen in solitude that allows you to grow and make the decisions to press forward and be better, opposed to isolation when you're just sitting there depressed, having negative thoughts in a dark space with a dark cloud over you. You don't see a way out. It's a lot of woe is me. It's a lot of victim mindset. I feel like solitude is more of a victor mindset, and you use that time to work on yourself and press forward.
All right, you guys, Bond Charge is a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. Founded on science and inspired by nature, all Bond Charge products adapt ancestral ways of living in our modern day world. Their extensive range of premium wellness products help you sleep better, perform better, have more energy, recover faster, balance hormones, reduce inflammation. You guys, the list goes on and on. From blue light glasses and infrared saunas to red light therapy to EMF management, Bond Charge products help you naturally address the issues of our modern day way of life effortlessly and with maximum impact. My favorite products from Bond Charge is their red light face mask. Y'all know I don't play about my skin, but I've been getting breakouts lately from traveling all over the world and not enough water, honestly. Plus, I just turned 35, so I'm trying to prevent wrinkles, baby. This red light therapy face mask helps with wrinkles, blemishes, sore jaw, eczema, wound healing, razor burns, migraine, scar tissues, ingrown hair, plus more. Red light therapy has been reviewed in over 4,000 peer-reviewed studies, with 400 plus being double-blind placebo trials. Not only do these studies have amazing health benefits, not one has shown any negative side effects, you guys. The Bond Charge red light face mask literally solved all my skin problems. My skin has never looked so much better. All you have to do is use it 10 to 20 minutes each day while you're watching TV or just relaxing. Y'all, it's super lightweight and doesn't get hot. I've tried other brands and I'm telling you they don't work like Bond Charge. It comes with a 1-year warranty and they ship worldwide in rapid time. They have easy returns and exchanges. Since using Bond Charge red light face mask, my skin is blemish free, so much smoother and tighter, y'all. I'm literally glowing. Go to bondcharge.com and use coupon code b.simone to save 15% off. That's bondcharge, BONCHARGE.com, and use coupon code b.simone to save 15% off. All right, you guys, back to the show.
And like I said, one of the things that I've been doing is really taking care of my body. Oh my God. It's just like night and day, you guys. Ever since I talked about this publicly, oh my God, I went viral because I was crying on the internet like I always am. Y'all, I'm always crying on the internet. Good, bad, ugly. But I pulled out my phone and I propped it up. I was like, I am so proud of myself. I have the clip. It's on TikTok. It went viral on TikTok. But I was crying and I was saying, I'm so proud of myself for doing it the natural way. I talked about diet pills. I talked about Ozempic. I talked about crash diets, and people were so offended. Like, well, some people need. I said, I'm not talking about for y'all. I'm talking about for me. I've done all of that. I was on Ozempic for years. I was on semaglutide for years. Yes, I was diagnosed with PCOS, but for me, for Braylon Greenfield, it was not healthy for my gut. Ozempic didn't make me change my lifestyle. It was a Band-Aid. I could eat McDonald's every day on Ozempic and still be skinny. It didn't help me have self-control or discipline. It was a Band-Aid. It wasn't getting to the root of the issue. The issue is you're an overeater. The issue is you have no discipline. The issue is you have no self-control. The issue ain't just your insulin. We like, oh, well, I need it for my insulin. Okay, yeah, it's balancing your hormones, but you still don't have self-control, insulin or not. So for me, for Braylon Greenfield, not for the world, but for me, Ozempic was a Band-Aid that didn't allow me to get to the root of the issue. The root of the issue was self-control and discipline and what I am feeding my body. Because for me, I could eat anything on Ozempic and still be skinny. I could eat pizza every day and still be skinny. So Ozempic didn't allow me the opportunity to have true growth. It just allowed me to like how I looked, but it didn't change anything on the inside. It didn't change any habits on the inside. So I talked about that in the video that went viral on TikTok, and so many people saw it as a negative. I thought it was beautiful, and so many people loved it, and so many people also thought it was beautiful. They commented, but I was talking about how I am so freaking proud of myself. This is one of the first times I have seen results in my physical body, which is our temple. It's my temple. I have to take care of it. I have to love it. I have to nurture it. We have to nurture our bodies, you guys. You can look at your body and see what you need to work on. And yes, a lot of things are hormonal. Yes, a lot. Baby, I'm telling you, my weight be so up and down. It be so up and down, but it has to do with what I feed my body. And I was crying in this video because I was saying how proud of myself I was that I'm not on a diet pill right now, which I've done. I'm not on Ozempic right now, which I've done. I'm not doing a crash diet. Oh, I'm going to drink lemonade and cayenne pepper for 3 days, and then I'm going to be skinny. And then all of these, for me, I got to keep saying for me, because y'all know how y'all like to tussle in the comments and judge. I'm talking about for me. That was, all of those things were taking the elevator instead of taking the stairs. And when you take the elevator instead of taking the stairs, the elevator ends up falling. You make it to floor 28 and it crashes down, and now you're back to floor 1 when you could have just took the stairs first and went slow and steady instead of rushing to get to the top. All that Ozempic for how many years? I'm back almost to the weight that I started when I was on before I started Ozempic. I wasted how many years doing that when I could have just really learned my body and learned what my body needed for nutrients and learned what I needed for my temple to maintain the weight and change my habits of lack of self-control and discipline. So that is one of the things I have really learned in solitude. Isolation, probably you overeating, it's a total opposite effect when it comes to diet and food and all of those things. Isolation, look at the opposite of that. Are you overeating? Are you eating? Because I eat my emotions, y'all. That's me. That's what I struggle with. I talk about this all the time. I eat when I'm happy. I be like, woo, we got 1 million views on the podcast. I need some ice cream. No, you don't. You are trying to find any excuse to eat some ice cream. Woo, y'all. It's a great morning. I need a burger. No, you don't. Any excuse. I need a Snicker. I just want to treat myself. Baby girl. No, you don't. You need to go walk a mile. That's what you need to do. You don't need no Snicker bar. So that's my struggle. I feel like in isolation, it's more stress eating your emotions away, no self-control, no discipline. For me in solitude, it was like really a moment for me to sit down and be like, whoa, the light bulb came on. Y'all, I got a chef. I started counting my macros. I went to a naturopath doctor for him to take my blood and tell me what I needed for my body. I was tired of everybody else telling me what I needed to do with my body. I am my own advocate. You are your own advocate. Stop letting all of these doctors, and of course, there's great doctors out there, not every doctor, but tell you what you know your body. You know what you need to do, all this medication, and some people need medication. Some people do it the natural way, but you have to be your own advocate. You cannot let your life and your health and your body be put in the hands of everybody else just because they have a doctor in front of their name. Everybody does not care about you. This is still a business for them. So I started to be my own advocate. These people did not care that I was having gut issues rolling around on the floor about to call the emergency room when it came to Ozempic, when it came to semaglutide, when it came to messing up my insides, messing up my gut health. They didn't care. They were glad that they were getting $1,000 a month for me to be on this shot. So I started to become my own advocate. I went to a naturopath. He looked at my blood. He looked at what I needed for my body, and he started to tell me, hey, you eat salads a lot? You eat raw vegetables? I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking I'm being healthy. Yeah, I eat vegetables. I eat raw foods. I'm so healthy. He's like, actually, I'm looking at your cells, and your body needs cooked vegetables. Your body cannot break down raw vegetables. So when you're eating these salads, you're bloated. It's draining you. It's making you tired because your body is overworking to digest raw food. I'm like, oh my God. So I thought this whole time eating a salad or going to Sweet Green every day is healthy for me, but for my body, for my chemical makeup, it's not the best. So I started being my own advocate. And this is all happening in solitude, you guys. I'm figuring out my body. I'm figuring out my diet. I'm taking time to go get colonics and go to a naturopath and get a second opinion. I'm figuring out my temple. I'm doing all of these things to start healing my body and feeling better so I can wake up in the morning with more energy, more joy, and give my all to every aspect of my life. So for me in solitude, one of the first things that changed for me was my mindset around food, around diet, around exercise, and around what I was fueling my body, and bled over into every aspect of my life. Because when you feel good and you look good, you play good, you show up better, you have more energy, you're not as fatigued, you're not as tired. And y'all, it took me years to get here. Years. This isn't something that happened overnight. This is years. But the light bulb went off in solitude. Solitude is a blessing. I don't yearn for relationships where I have to be up under somebody. I have amazing friendships, amazing relationships. I don't see or talk to my best friends every single day. I just don't. I don't need or yearn for that. And I'm not saying if you have that, it's a bad thing. It might not be from a place of lack or from a place of validation or from a place of loneliness. You might just have relationships where you guys talk and do that all the time. But for me in solitude, I realized the beauty of being independent. I'm like, I can for real do this on my own. Like, Having a friend, having a partner, having a lover, having all of that is extra. And if it's for the greater purpose, and if it's for the kingdom, and if it's for if God's will for our life, yes, making those connections is great, but I don't have to have that. I'm not yearning for that because I'm lonely. I learned that in solitude. In solitude, y'all, start with your space. Start with your home. What does your home look like right now? I'm telling you, it's the little things, because little things are major things. What does your home look like? Clean up your insides. You're cleaning up your body. You're cleaning up your temple. Your home should be a safe space. When you walk into your home, it should not be chaos. It should be peace. It should be clean. It should be tidy. I don't care if you live in a shack. Straighten it up. I don't care if you live in a tent. I'm not talking, it ain't got to be a mansion. Straighten it up. I don't care if you ain't got no furniture. Whatever you have, clean it up to the best of your ability and straighten it up. Your environment should be clean. I love being at my house. My solitude doesn't bother me. My house isn't a dark cloud. My house doesn't feel like depression. My house doesn't feel weighty. It's not dirty. It's not dishes everywhere. There was times when there was procrastination. I'm stepping over clothes. I'm like, what is the root to that? Because there's a reason why I am stepping over these clothes and not folding them and putting them up. Little things like that, you guys, pay attention to it. But in solitude, I'm like, okay, my house is clean. I'm cleaning my home. I'm not just cleaning my spirit. I'm cleaning my environment. I'm cleaning my community, my relationships, my village. Everything is getting cleaned out. So if things like that is not happening for you in solitude, you might be in isolation. Solitude isn't easy, but there's progress there. It's not easy, but in solitude, you should be making progress. My body is changing. My energy levels are rising. My home is clean. I'm praying more. I'm in my prayer room more. I'm at home more. Y'all, even in this solitude season, I'm going to bed early and I'm waking up early. I have not done that in years. Getting in bed at 2, 3, 4, getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep has been just fine for me. I've been getting in bed between 9 and 10, getting 8 to 9 hours of sleep, waking up around 6 or 7, going to the gym. My systems are just working out, but I've chose to make those decisions in solitude. What are you doing? Look at what you're doing in your life. If you're alone right now, are you in isolation, making decisions based off fear, anxiety, depression, loneliness, confusion, or are you in solitude, making decisions that are propelling you forward into your purpose and a better version of yourself? So it's okay to be alone, but what are you doing in that alone time? Is it isolation or solitude?
All right, you guys, picture this. You and your bestie or your man, your husband, or even just your family. Y'all decide this is the year y'all will go on your dream trip to Bali or Jamaica. That trip y'all have been talking about for years. But now what? Are you drowning in information in browser tabs, feeling paralyzed and not sure how to pick the best one, or was planning a blast? You're the go-to in your group and you have a full-on Google Doc with the best spots, itineraries, and hidden gems. Whichever of these is you, Fora Travel will help you make it even better than you've dreamed. Y'all, travel agents are back in a big way, baby, and Fora is the modern travel agency redefining what it means to be and book with a travel agent. Fora advisors have access to the best partners, best perks, best training, and community support, and best techs in the business. Also, you could have the best trip experience, you guys. When you book with the Fora advisor, you get the best version of your trip. I'm talking insider access, worldwide room upgrades, late checkouts, resort credits, VIP treatment, plus more. Beyond that, Fora advisors are part of something bigger. They're part of a global community of travel experts who share knowledge, swap recommendations, and help each other find hidden gems that fit your vibe. No matter the vibe of your getaway, your Fora advisor cuts through the noise and delivers a trip that's seamless, effortless, and completely upgraded. All you have to do is remember to pack your passport. And if you're that person who loves planning the trip, it sounds like you might be a Fora advisor in the making housekeeping, baby. Join Fora to get the training, tech, and support that helps you turn your travel passion into a travel business. Y'all, that is so cool. So whether you're looking to plan a trip or build a business planning trips, visit foratravel.com/b.simone and let them know you came from b.simone to learn what it means to travel upgraded. That's Fora travel.com/b.simone and let them know you came from b.simone, because great travel doesn't just happen, it's planned. Visit foratravel.com/b.simone and let us know you came from B.Simone Podcast.
And you guys, when we talk about isolation and solitude, we are talking about being ultimately alone in a type of way. It can be lonely, and I want you guys to hear my opinion and my perspective on how important community still is either way. Because community is important. Like, I feel like the difference between community and isolation and solitude, I feel like in isolation with community, you might be pushing people away. When people are trying to help, when people are trying to open you up, when people are trying to get to your vulnerable side, when people are trying to be there as an asset, they might be on a different path as you. They might be healthier than you in certain ways, or they might be a little more lively, happier. They're trying to get into you and you have a wall up. For me, in isolation, you push away community, which is not healthy at all. I think if you're in isolation, this is an opportunity for you to kind of let a little more people in a healthy way. Open up to them, share your thoughts, share how you're feeling, share how you might feel stuck, share how you might feel fearful, share how you might have anxiety in public places and you want to maneuver through that. I think community in isolation is an opportunity for you to let your walls down and open up and let people in. That can help you maneuver through this season of your life. I feel like community in solitude is more, it's there and you of course need community, but you're not dependent upon it. It's a more independent thing. Like in this solitude, I have my friends, me and Shekinah, we're doing events every month in Columbus. She's coming with me. I'm talking to my friends on the phone. I have my work calls, but I'm not dependent up on these relationships for my happiness and to figure things out. Like I have my friends there, that can help me if I have healthy friendships and healthy relationships if I need it, but I'm not so codependent on it. So those are the two differences for me. In isolation, I feel like you should let your walls down and open up more to let healthy people in that are trying to love you, that are trying to be there for you, that are trying to help you through this season. In solitude, community looks like they're still there if you need them. You have a healthy community, but there's more independence now. Your happiness and your joy isn't dependent on being up under them all the time. Y'all, and community can also be negative if you're around the wrong people. There was a point in time where I didn't even know I was around the wrong people because I was so broken and I hadn't done the work, and my spiritual relationship with God and my discernment wasn't as heightened. I thought I was just around good people and we were connecting on good things. But you have to pay attention to two things. You have to pay attention to how you feel when you're around these people, how you feel when you leave these people. Do you feel lighter? Do you feel heavier? Do you feel inspired? Do you feel like you can conquer and take on anything? Do you feel defeated? Do you feel like, man, maybe I shouldn't do this? Man, maybe they said this. Man, actually, you know what? They right. I shouldn't start that business. Do you feel anxious when you have to go meet them? Do you look at your phone and be like, I actually don't want to answer that? Or are you excited to pick up your phone? You have to pay attention to the signs in your body, and there has to be a level of awareness for you. So which brings me to my second point. The more you heal and the more you do the work, the more awareness and consciousness you have to know you're in an unhealthy environment. I had no idea I was in an unhealthy environment because I was also unhealthy in certain ways. Not only was I dependent on certain people around me being happy, people pleasing, I was codependent on everybody being okay. So I would shrink myself, do certain things. I would take on the anxiety, the anxiousness to make sure everybody was okay before myself. So in a lot of relationships I was in, I was the giver and they were takers. And I didn't understand or even know about codependent relationships until I started to heal that wound in me. And all the things started to come up and I started to see this actually isn't healthy. Like, we're only bonding on certain things. We're only talking about certain things. What are your conversations like? Are you talking about prosperity or are you gossiping? Are you talking about other people and their problems and their relationships? Or are you talking about how you can fix yourself and your problems in your relationships? You know, what is the focus when you're around this community? How do you feel when you're around them? How do you feel when their name pops up in your phone? And how do you feel when you leave them? When you're leaving these environments, are you like, whoo, I'm glad that's over. Like, gosh, that lunch, I don't know if I could do a lunch with her next month. Like, we supposed to have lunch every third weekend. I'm going to skip next month. Are you looking for excuses to not be around them? Or when you're around them, do you have to be high? Do you have to be drunk? Do you have to be like, okay, I can only go to the club with her because I got to have a shot when I'm around her? Why? So take inventory of the people that are around you, how you feel when you're around them, and how you feel when you leave them. Are you energized? Are you excited about life? Or do you feel depleted and defeated? And you guys, picking up there, I want to talk about The Untethered Soul because I talk about this book all the time. The book has changed my life. I read it over and over and over. I've probably read it 3 times, not over and over and over, but it's one of the books that I continuously try to read over and over again. Which this is bringing up again. I'm probably going to start the Audible literally tonight. Like, I'll just play the audio and let it play. And I try to listen to it. I listen to my gospel music. Listen to this quote in the book. People end up using their relationships to hide their thorns. Oh, that was me, Jesus. If you care for each other, you are expected to adjust your behavior to avoid bumping into each other's soft spots. They let fear of their inner thorns affect their behavior. They end up limiting their lives. Ultimately, if there is something disturbing inside of you, you have to make a choice. You can compensate for that disturbance by going outside in an attempt to avoid feeling it, or you can simply remove the thorn and not focus your life around it. You guys, remove the thorn. Stop hiding the thorn. Remove it. Remove it. When there is a trigger, try to face what is triggering you. Like, I feel like I did that in so many relationships and I didn't know though. I wasn't aware of it as I'm aware now, but blaming the taker, right? Because I'm the giver in the relationships. You can only blame the other person for so long where they're doing this and they're taking this and they're doing that and what is the role you play in it? What is the part you play in your own pain? Nobody was doing anything to me that I didn't allow them to do. So why am I allowing them to do it? There was something broken inside of me that allowed that treatment. There was something inside of me that was broken that allowed them to take, and me to give. I was looking for validation. I was looking to be enough. I didn't want to, but I allowed myself to dim my light to make everybody else comfortable because I wanted to be liked and I didn't want anybody to think that I thought I was better than them. I wanted people to like me. I wanted all of these things. And once I started healing the root of that, I didn't ignore the thorn anymore. I took the thorn out. I fixed the thorn. So sometimes in these relationships, we blame the other person, but what is broken inside of you that's allowing that? Solitude is a perfect time to figure that out. Sit with yourself. Why do I allow them to cheat on me? Why do I allow them to abuse me, either mentally or emotionally, or physically? Something inside of me is allowing that. Something inside of me is not walking away from that. So in solitude, not isolation, not sitting there being depressed over these issues and not moving forward and being paralyzed. That's isolation. But in solitude, being by yourself, figuring out the why I'm allowing certain things and starting to heal that trauma in the root of where all of that is coming from inside of you so you can fix it and remove the thorn. I love that quote from The Untethered Soul. And talking about solitude and isolation versus being alone and being lonely. I think those are major differences also, because in both you're alone, but I feel like in solitude, you're not lonely. You're alone, but you understand the why of what you're going through. There are moments where I'm like, yes, of course, I want my man. I want my man. But I'm not yearning. Like every single move is not based around me wanting to be in a romantic relationship. I truly believe it's coming. And in solitude, you have more of the mindset of abundance, where I believe this season is preparing me for what's coming. So I'm not really lonely, because I truly believe what I'm going through now is preparing me to be with my partner, preparing me to be the best friend I can be to my group of friends that I'm going to be around, preparing me to be the best CEO for my business, for my company, for my brands. So when you're lonely, you're yearning for someone else or something to fill that void. I think being alone is more healthy, and in solitude, you will know. Like, are you yearning for that? Yes, I want friendship. Yes, I want romantic partnership. Yes, I want these things, but I understand in this season of solitude, it's preparing me for all of those things. So it's not a negative mindset around it, because I know it's coming. I know I'm becoming the best version of myself in this season, so that when those things come, when the friends come, when the sisterhood comes, when the community comes, when the romantic partner comes, when the relationships come, I'm prepared for it. So being alone isn't depressing or have an anxiousness to it, because I know those things are coming and I'm becoming the best version of myself. My character is growing, my self-control, my discipline, my healing. I'm taking those thorns out. I'm healing the trauma. So when my husband comes, I'm the best wife I can be. When I have children, I'm the best mother I can be. When this brand becomes $1 billion company, I'm the best CEO I can be. So just know that being alone is okay, because you will shift your mindset to knowing that it's only temporary. It's just temporary. And when you know it's temporary, I think there's a more positive outlook on it, because you know those things that you're yearning for and the desires of your heart are coming. And you guys, really quickly before I wrap this up, I want to be very clear. I'm making solitude, hopefully I'm not making it sound like this only beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, but it's also difficult. You're going to get judged by people. People are not going to understand when you truly start to choose yourself and your well-being and your growth. Y'all, I'm 2 years in sober, no weed, no alcohol. The people I'm around now, they support it. They don't care. My friends still drink. They don't peer pressure me to drink or do anything else. The people I was with before, they would have been mad I wasn't getting high. Like literally, like, why you ain't smoking with us? I don't want to smoke anymore. If you're around people that cannot let you stretch and grow, you're around the wrong people. I'm telling you guys, and that's okay. It's going to be hard. I said this before. It doesn't have to be a beef. It doesn't have to be a fight. Certain friendships I walked away from, they don't understand why I walked away, even though I verbalized and communicated every reason. It just wasn't good enough for them, but it was good enough for me. It was good enough for me. I'm always going to choose my peace, my growth, my evolution, my future, my vision, my purpose that God has for my life over being comfortable somewhere where I know we're no longer aligned and I can't grow. It's okay. I encourage you guys to take that step. If you feel like you don't want to do certain things anymore, you don't want to have certain conversations anymore. I told one of my best friends recently, she brought up something, I ain't gonna say no names, but she brought up something on one of the blogs. I said, I don't want to talk about that. I don't care about what that girl got on. I don't care about what she's wearing. I don't care about her baby daddy. I do not want to talk about that. And she respected it. And I have those type of people in my community that aren't getting offended, aren't getting upset, aren't looking down on me because I'm making different decisions. Even Pretty V recently, she invited me out to dinner. I said, I can't go, girl. Girl, I got these meal preps. I weigh my food every day. I can't go out to eat this week. Like, I eat the same thing every day. And when I reach my goals, my body goals and everything, I can be a little more lenient and move around. But right now, I'm not going out to eat. I'm here in LA. One of my best friends lives out here in LA, Quay. I literally was going to text him this morning to meet up, but then I didn't, because all we're going to do is probably go out to eat. I have my meal preps. I don't want to go out to eat and be tempted and move around like that. But I have people in my community now that understand that, and they're not offended. They're not angry when they see me choosing me for the betterment of myself and my future. So you have to be around people like that. If you don't have that yet, baby, it's coming. As long as you're doing what you need to do in solitude and you're not isolating yourself. I encourage you guys, do not get discouraged when people start to fall off. Oh my gosh, let me play this sound really quick before I go. I want to play this video. I want you guys to hear this really quickly. This is going to wrap up everything I'm saying, y'all. Woo, your breakthrough is literally right there, but you're going to lose people. You're going to have to remove yourself out of certain environments. You're going to have to let go of certain habits and take advantage of the solitude. If you're by yourself already, maybe you're in isolation. Maybe you have been isolated and it's fear-based and there's depression and there's anxiety. You can always choose a different path. You know what? I have been in isolation, but now I want to change this environment into solitude, a more positive space where I am alone, but there's growth, healing, and evolving here, not just the same mundane thing every day with this dark cloud over me. No, you can move from isolation to solitude. All hope is not lost, and you have the chance to do that right here, right now. So listen to this sound really quickly. Hold on.
Before God ever next levels you, he separates you. Stop calling it loneliness. You're not alone. You've been separated. Now listen, God separates us for 3 reasons. Number 1, anytime God separates you, it's because I want to give you the tools necessary for your destiny. That's the first reason I've separated you. You're not alone, boo-boo. You've been separated. The second reason that God separates you is because I want you to clearly know my voice. You're surrounded by too many voices to where you can't hear my voice from the coach's voice, to your friend's voice, to your bae's voice, to your mama's voice. I need you to know my voice. So I'm going to put you in a season where I could train you and teach you how to know my voice. And the third reason that God separates us, which is my personal favorite, he separates us to make us unrecognizable to the people who only knew us by our wound.
Jesus! Unrecognizable to the people that only knew us by our wound. I am going to let you guys go, but all of those things are so true. I have never heard God's voice so clearly and unrecognizable to the people that only knew us by our wound. Yes. Yes, we were friends for 10 years, baby. I was wounded. I am healed now. And the person I am becoming no longer aligns with our friendship. I'm not mad, I'm not angry, but you only knew me by my wounds. And I no longer want to be in this relationship. Oh my God, that hit so hard. Y'all rewind that. Listen to it over and over and over. Separation is only preparation for elevation. Ooh, put that on a t-shirt. Somebody probably already said that. Then they gonna sue me and say that was my quote and I already trademarked it. And oh my God, she's stealing quotes. Whatever. Okay. Anyway. That just hyped me up. See, now I'm motivated. I could do a whole nother, Lord. Y'all, they only knew you by your wounds, baby. It's time to elevate. It's time to separate, and it's time to heal. And when you heal, you're going to lose a lot of people that only connected with you and knew you by your wounds. It's okay to be separated and be in solitude. Get out of isolation, and I pray you are in solitude because so much can happen in solitude. So many beautiful flowers can grow and so much progress can be made. I challenge you guys to be in solitude and really work on yourself in this season. Woo, I love that. I love that sound. It's on Instagram, but I love you guys so much. Another episode of Let's Try This Again. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for listening. Please, you guys, we're having great conversations on @Let's Try This Again on Instagram in the broadcast channel, the group chat that is just for the LTTA family. I think it's about 12,000 people plus in there. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that to keep growing. We are going to make that community our core community and move it over to the LTTA app, which is coming. Oh my God, so soon. I can't wait. I love y'all so much. I will see you guys next week. Mondays is the audio. Tuesdays is the YouTube. Every single week right here on Let's Try This Again. I love y'all. Bye.